Alright, so here goes nothing. People online seem to want more pictures of my miniatures, and I've been pretty lazy about doing it. So, decided to get out the old iPhone, try out its video feature. So, apologies for the sound and video quality, but this is the technology we're working with here. So, most of my painted miniature collection is in these 3 cases, which I got from IKEA, of course. A few other things are missing. Blood Bowl gang or team and Necro minis and such. One day I'll have to get a 4th case or maybe some little sub shelves. Anyway, here we go. Top right hand, left hand corner here. So these models, are the HQ and elites of the Diseased Sons. So you got Chaos Lords, Sorcerers, Lieutenants, Terminators, Icon Bearers, and Dreadnoughts. This is probably the best looking shelf, but there are other favorite models in the collection in other shelves. Below that, we kind of have the support section of the army. So there's 3 squads here: syphilis, diarrhea, and the scarlet fevers. They all have heavy weapons and icons and special weapons galore, so they can be used in a variety of ways. Some old paint jobs, but a lot of relatively recent paint jobs here. The next shelf down is kind of the bulk of the army. These are the squads that get used a lot as Plague Marines, or I guess sometimes Nurgle Renegades, but there's 4 squads here: Jaundice, the Burning Sores, Gangrene, and the Azure. This 4th shelf here is kind of the motor pool. 3 Rhinos, Predator, Land Raider, Scratch-Built Defiler guy. I don't like painting vehicles, so I don't have as many as some people, but I'll have to get around to it and paint another Rhino or something in the near future, and some Forge World stuff. Forge World makes cool stuff. Alright, sorry about that quick fade there, but anyway. No editing. Editing is for sissies. So this is sort of the newer expansions to the army. This is all the non-Nurgle Chaos models. So you got some Khorne models, which I'm working on more of, and some Tzeentch guys at the back, Sorcerers there on discs, and Noise Marines, and various undivided troops. Lots of older models, but recent paint jobs because I like the old sculpts. I've been collecting them. So those guys see a lot of the tabletop now because they're new and exciting. Below them is the square base Chaos models. These were bought for the Diseased Sons, but I've sort of expanded them a little bit and put some, you can see a couple of movement trays because I tried them out in Warhammer 8th edition again. Every couple of years I get talked into using them in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, but an all Nurgle Demon army isn't that effective. But, you know, they look pretty, all ranked up like that. So they got their own shelf now. So below them is my actual Warhammer Fantasy army, which I never really get to use much. I got 1 finished unit in it, 55 Night Goblin Archers with Fanatics and a Sorcerer, 2 other big Gobble units, some War Machines, some random Orcs that I painted for Morheim. Hoping to finish this army off up to 2,000 points. Got the new book. That'll be sort of a goal this year. This collection of miniatures isn't supposed to be here, but I needed to get them out of their case, and so this is where the rest of the fantasy army is going to go. I have lots of unpainted fantasy figs. These are all Silent Death State ships that I painted mostly while I was living in Ottawa. These are some fast attack from my original 40k army, but most of them were painted for Mordheim. You can see the little tiny bikers there. I use them as youths on bikes. See some really old paint jobs here. Now you got your sort of HQ elite choices for the orcs under the new rules. So on the right are all knobs, or models I'll probably use as knobs. Left, some odd boys. The back you can see the original Ghazghkull model and Mikiri. He seems to be written out of history. And the lone snotling I seem to still have. I don't know where all my snotlings have gone. 2 dreads. These models are going to form the base, I guess, of my army. 4 troop choices, and I'm going to run twin big mechs with twin dreadnought troop choices. So some of these models aren't finished or need rearming. So I'm going to have to, this is a lot of work that I've been avoiding. Lastly is some models at the front I'm going to strip. I don't like stripping models anymore, but these ones really have no use, so I'm going to strip them. And then 2 vehicles I never finished back in the day that are going to get turned into looted wagons. So yeah, so there's this video, see if it worked.